Imagine walking down a quiet street in 19th century America. The houses aren't just homes, they're statements. Towers rise like castles, porches stretch wide with carved spindles, and windows glimmer with stained glass. These weren't ordinary houses, they were dreams built in wood, stone, and shingle. Welcome to the world of Victorian architecture in America. The Victorian era is named for Queen Victoria's reign in England, 1837 to 1901. But in America, Victorian homes were more than just British influence. They were born out of the Industrial Revolution, when new technologies, mass production, and railroads suddenly made fancy details affordable to the middle class. Italianate style, 1840s. Our journey begins with the Italianate style, the first big Victorian trend in the 1840s. Inspired by Italian Renaissance villas, these homes were elegant yet approachable. Look for square shapes, flat or low roofs, and wide eaves with ornate brackets. Many even had a romantic cupola perched on top, like a crown. Their cream siding and green trim made them stand out in the landscape. These homes spread quickly, thanks to pattern books, which allowed builders across the country to copy the style. Walking past one today feels like stepping into a European countryside, but planted firmly in American soil. Gothic Revival, 1850s. Next came Gothic Revival, popularized in the mid-19th century. Picture pointed arches, steep gables, and diamond-paned windows that look like they belong in a medieval cathedral. Some Gothic Revival homes were massive stone mansions, almost like castles. But others, made of wood, became known as Carpenter Gothic, small cottages dressed up with Gothic flair. Standing before one of these houses, you can feel the romantic nostalgia of medieval Europe, reimagined in 19th century America. Queen Anne, 1880s. Now the crown jewel of Victorian styles, the Queen Anne, which took over American towns in the 1880s. Queen Anne houses were flamboyant, full of towers, turrets, wraparound porches, and bold colors. Builders weren't shy about mixing textures, wood shingles, brick, and patterned trim all on the same facade. Every Queen Anne feels unique, from its rounded towers to its stained glass windows. These homes weren't just built to shelter families, they were meant to impress, to show status, and to celebrate the creativity of the industrial age. Folk Victorian, everyday America. Not every family could afford a Queen Anne mansion. That's where Folk Victorian came in. At heart, these were simple farmhouses or square homes, but thanks to affordable machine-made trim, builders could dress them up with spindles, scrollwork, and decorative windows. Folk Victorian homes remind us of America's heartland, practical yet charming, where hard-working families added just enough ornament to make their homes feel special. Shingle Style, coastal retreats. For the wealthy elite, there was the Shingle Style. These homes were huge, rambling, and often built along the coast as summer retreats. At first glance, they seem simple, covered in plain wooden shingles. But look closer and you'll see the complexity in their sprawling shapes, massive porches, and dramatic rooflines. Shingle-style homes reflected a new kind of wealth, quiet confidence instead of loud ornament, a different kind of elegance. Stick style, patterns in wood. The stick style made houses look almost like wooden patchwork quilts. Builders added vertical, horizontal, and diagonal boards across the exterior, creating bold geometric patterns. It was decorative yet rustic, echoing medieval timber-framed buildings. While not as flashy as Queen Anne, stick-style homes stood out for their intricate craftsmanship and unmistakable stickwork. Second Empire, Mansard elegance. Meanwhile, another bold look was sweeping through America, the Second Empire style, also called Mansard style. These homes were boxy and formal, with their signature mansard roof, a steep double-pitched roof with dormer windows poking through. Inspired by Paris during the reign of Napoleon III, Second Empire homes felt sophisticated and cosmopolitan. They were the perfect choice for wealthy Americans who wanted their homes to say, "We've made it." Richardsonian Romanesque, stone castles. By the late 1800s, architect Henry Hobson Richardson introduced a bold new look, Richardsonian Romanesque. Think heavy stone walls, rounded arches, and castle-like towers. These homes looked ancient, powerful, and enduring. Many were built as public buildings, courthouses, libraries, but some wealthy families built Romanesque mansions as symbols of permanence. Walking past one today feels like stepping into a fortress from another age. Eastlake, intricate details. If you've ever admired the delicate woodwork on a Victorian porch, chances are you've seen Eastlake style. Inspired by English designer Charles Eastlake, this style wasn't about the shape of the house, it was about the ornamental details. Spindles, knobs, lattice, lace-like trim, all carved by machine and applied liberally. Eastlake details could dress up Queen Anne's, folk Victorians, or almost any house of the period. Octagon houses. And finally, one of the most unusual Victorian experiments, the Octagon house. These 8-sided homes were thought to provide better light and airflow in an increasingly industrial world. Though rare today, they stand as fascinating examples of Victorian innovation, and a reminder that not all ideas catch on, but all add to the rich story of the past. If you enjoyed this nostalgic journey into America's Victorian past, don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more history brought to life, and share your favorite Victorian style in the comments.